after the war, when Jews moved to the suburbs, there was really almost a flood toward conservative Judaism. Yeshiva University saw this as a real challenge and threat and helped underwrite Rabbi Jack Sable, who was chosen really to be the outreach rabbi, to reach out to the non-observant or to the less observant or to the more Americanized and show that Orthodoxy could be meaningful and appealing to them.
Rabbi Sable, of course, was an organizer, and if not for someone like that, the shul would never have been started, would never have been built, wouldn't be here today, I doubt.
There was no Orthodox shul, but there were these families who moved up to Riverdale, and they wanted a rabbi, and they saw the need for it. It was a big enough event that the week of the dedication of the new building, Avril Harriman, who was governor of New York, started it on Sunday and gave the address. It was literally a shack. And we would daven in the shack, and my father would come and he would polish the benches and sweep the floor Friday afternoon.
In the early years, because of the small number of Orthodox Jews that were in the community, it was difficult getting a minyan here in the morning, for a weekday morning. And Rabbi Sable asked for volunteers to give up one morning a week to come to help make the minyan.
We moved here just before Pesach in 1960. Of course, we immediately joined the Jewish Center. It slowly moved towards more modern Orthodoxy.
Where Jewish life was growing, beginning to grow, Riverdale really became the place of flight.
The Riverdale Jewish Center was at the center of creating that type of an environment and a place where all Jews would be welcome.
My parents moved to Riverdale in 1958. My father was the first chazan of the shul. My father went beyond his job description here. He wasn't just a chazan. He taught in the Hebrew school. He was involved in life cycles of everybody in the shul.
Riverdale Jewish Center saw itself as a community responsible not just for prayers and things like that. Sense of a broad community, I think, has always been a very special feature.
One of the gratifying things is just walk into the shul any time of the day or night and just see the activity that's going on, see the numbers of people, see the numbers of minyanim.
I think there's a higher level of involvement. In other words, to people who the shul is the center of their lives.
The shul is growing. It's growing by itself. It's growing with the people who are involved with it. I'm very happy with what has developed here.
It's a very exciting place to be.
It's really a home to so many people, and I think that's really Rabbi Rosenblatt's approach, is to try to make this a place that's accessible to everybody.
Kosher Little League. The shul is the epicenter of our community and our lives here in Riverdale.
The Kosher League in those days wasn't just Riverdale, because there were many shuls in the Bronx. It was done specifically because they didn't want their children who were going to the public schools to have to play ball on Shabbat. They wanted them to be in junior congregation.
RJC has such a richness of offerings in the area of learning. That light is on in the base medrash, almost 24/7. And I think Rabbi Rosenblatt had made a major contribution in that area. And certainly having the Yoetzet Halacha as a wonderful Yoetzet Halacha, I think RJC was a pioneer in this.
You have the best educated, most informed, best read people in the world here.
When Helen and I moved here, there were very few young people here. And now it's just delightful to see. We have a special minyan here that's just for young couples.
We started in the 9 o'clock minyan, as most young couples do.
We didn't expect to stay more than a few years, but we found a home here.
I really love the RJC because, among other things, it is a true multi-generational synagogue. In my years here, I have met the Jewish people of the 20th and now the 21st century. That opportunity to see the old and the young, that just feels like a great privilege.
From the very beginning, it was old and young. We had Holocaust survivors, older and younger, and somehow they all meshed.
Range of ages in the shul. It's not an older shul, it's not a younger shul. And you see people who sit next to each other on Shabbat, on a regular basis, who span 2 generations and who become good friends.
My davening is elevated when the shul feels like they're being elevated.
When we moved to Riverdale, it was clear to me that I have never belonged to a shul where I wasn't related to the rabbi. So this was going to be no exception. And then quickly after that, we realized that this was really our home.
The first time that he met the rabbi, it was for a concert in memory of Rabbi Rosenblatt, and my father met him as a teenager. He made quite an impression on my father then.
We see Rabbi Rosenblatt as a shepherd for a large and varied flock. He cares for each member of that flock like Moshe would.
You can count on him in bad times and in good times. He's always there to help you.
I've gone to many Shiva Minyanim and seen him say unbelievable things about people whom he knew.
Brought the Torah.
Okay, my dear.
He checks his ego at the door. To be rabbi of such a prominent congregation, to have so many minyanim going on at once, to have the self-confidence and comfort, he is my rabbi, he is my friend.
He has a wonderful way with young people. They all love him because he cares. He doesn't scare young people away. He made them aware of what is important and what is not.
To tell the story of the goodness and greatness of God.
I think Rabbi Rosenblatt has a unique ability to empathize with other people.
Should be with great Hatzlacha.
I think he's an educator par excellence and a brilliant speaker and thinker who's given so many people important advice over the years.
He's guided by his own moral compass, what he believes is right, and that doesn't change direction by the way the wind blows.
He really has, I think, a unique ability to see the good in people.
If he just encompasses the qualities of a true Yirei Shamayim.
I think the combination of his human sensitivity, his intellect, and his creativity has enabled him to function in different roles within the shul.
A big part of the strength of Rabbi Rosenblatt is Tzipporah.
Tzipporah has incredible grace.
The gift to the shul was that she was naturally herself, a powerful model for the community.
She is soft-spoken, but is a powerhouse in the way she supports him and the way she supports the community and is there for everybody.
Well, if you ever need to ask her something, she's always there for you.
I'd say it's absolutely a partnership. For as little as my mom does things publicly, she is absolutely an integral part of many important situations.
Well, my mom is the most modest person I've ever met.
The kinds of people who have come through our home and through the shul, it's just a huge variety, and my parents have always found a way to connect to each and all of them and make them feel comfortable. And I think that's something that my siblings and I have really internalized.
from day one, he has a remarkable pastoral presence. His kindness, his compassion. Of course, he's a teacher, he's a speaker, he's intellectual. And
the tradition of being the pastoral rabbi, being involved, good, bad, life cycle, all the things that are important to us, that the Rabbi Rosenblatt, has carried on that tradition.
Rabbi Rosenblatt is a gifted scholar, a gifted speaker, a person of great personal passion.
Then I come to the Beis Medrash. Often I get to turn on the lights, which is a great satisfaction. The quiet of watching the shul come to life at 5:30 and 5:45 and 6 in the morning.
When I get up at 5:30 in the morning, which I never did before in my life, and I go to the shiur of the rabbi, for me it's a new birth every day when I go to the shiur.
Recently he gave a class on Shir HaShirim, and just the way he analyzes the text. When he was walking through it, I felt like I was reading a text that I'd never seen before.
Especially during Rosh Hashanah and Kippur, to have Rabbi Rosenblatt up there emotionally involved in the davening with me, I feel like that is something that is very, very unique.
When I see him stoke the fire of the shul's spirit, when the RJC arrives at Mara Kohen on Yom Kippur, until they build the Beis HaMikdash, I can't imagine there's going to be anything better.
Rabbi Rosenblatt always made the connection to Israel very strong. Great defender of Israel, great balance on the Israel issue.
I feel like with the arrival of AIPAC in my life, that my own sense of meaningful connection to Israel on a day-to-day basis has been refreshed and grown.
We are the Poppers with Rabbi Rosenblatt.
The rabbi runs a Pearls of Prayer, which he calls Poppers.
What is the main purpose of davening? To connect with Hashem. Praise Hashem.
You can ask for something. You can thank Him.
Shabbos afternoon between Mincha and Maariv, he teaches them all about tefillah.
He has created this program of intern rabbis that would learn from him and learn his technique as a mentor. He's an incredible mentor.
One of the greatest joys that I've had during my years here in Riverdale has been the growth of the internship program. Over the past more than 13 years, I have been constantly surrounded by some of the brightest, finest, most loving young Talmidei Chachamim that anyone could imagine. The training of interns really is done by the community here in the RJC. It's they who've made a safe space, a nurturing space for some of the finest young rabbinic talents to get their start.
Once I got a taste of the rabbinate, specifically his type of rabbinate, it's something I saw it's something I want to do. And Rabbi Rosenblatt kept guiding me along the path.
The compassion and humility, I think, are what encapsulate what Rabbi Rosenblatt sees as his mission in his own personal work, and in giving to us the interns, passing on that notion of what being a rabbi is.
He's not afraid to show his funny side and his humor.
I think that Rabbi Rosenblatt is the type of guy that could get along with anybody. He could be funny, he could be incredibly articulate.
We were having dinner with him at his house Friday night. His food was very good. He's a good cook too.
Okay, I'm here in my kitchen on a late Thursday afternoon. Today, the truth is, my list is light. I'm just making the cholent.
Only Rabbi Rosenblatt smile.
And we have you in shul, no?
You could just see him on a Shabbos, and he could just give you the warmest smile that'll brighten your day. I have to say that's always something. We're just coming to shul for too.
It's a unique community. Rabbi Rosenblatt has made it even more unique, both he and Tzipporah.
When you think of the fact that his service is approaching 30 years, it is quite remarkable. It really means that 50% or half of the whole history of RJC is under one rabbi. I think that in itself is a remarkable fact and statement. It really means in many ways that he has shaped the community.
I am so pleased to add my best wishes to Rabbi Jonathan and Tzipporah, commemorating their 30 years of extraordinary service to the RJC community.
celebrate and to congratulate the Rav Jonathan and the rest of the and their accomplishments in molding, and directing, and guiding the Jewish community in its most prominent shul.
Jonathan, your rabbinate is a rabbinate where your soul is overflowing. It spills over with love of people. And so I bless you, Jonathan, that you continue to being a giver to your community, to your family, to Am Yisrael.
The shul should continue to grow, mechayel el chayel, from strength to strength. It's my bracha that the rabbi, Rebbe's in Tzipporah, and their entire family should enjoy continued strength as they serve the community, continued good health, and continued nachas from their wonderful children. Mazel tov.
I love Rabbi Rosenblatt with all my heart. He's always been there for me, and he will continue to do so.
Mazel tov to Tzipporah and Rabbi Jonathan Rosenblatt on 30 extraordinary years.
Mazel tov, Rabbi Rosenblatt. Mazel tov, RJC. Mazel tov, RJC. Mazel tov, Rabbi Mrs. Rosenblatt.
Mazel tov to the RJC on 60.
אתה התחברת לאישיותו של בעלי, הרב עמיטל ז"ל, ולערכיו. יש בך אהבת אדם מופלאה ורגישות חברתית מדהימה. תהא אישיותך המיוחדת נר לרבים.